Well, hello everyone. This is Melissa Marchand with Global News Matters, and we are at the NASDAQ market site in New York City, and we had the opportunity today to meet with these two wonderful ladies who are about to talk to us about Caribbean and Cuba tourism. So we're at the Cuba Opportunity Summit, the Knowledge at Wharton Summit here at NASDAQ market site, and we're with Gwen Seigel, who's going to Gwen. She's with Caribbean Central American Action and the leading Caribbean economist, Marla Dukharan, RBC Caribbean's group economist. So go ahead, ladies, and take it from here.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Marla, we just had a morning of discussions on Cuba and tourism and all these different sectors that are that Cuba's really focusing on in terms of investment and what it means for them. But what does the tourism industry in Cuba really mean for the Caribbean?
Well, the thing is, if you look at some of the empirical work that has already been done by the IMF and the IDU, a guy called, an economist called Romeo from the IMF had said that Cuba opening up to U.S. tourists will represent a seismic shift in the Caribbean tourism industry, one that you don't see for 100 years. So I quite agree with him, because if you look at the amount of dependence there is in this region on the U.S. tourist, and the U.S. tourist was not, the U.S. tourist really has not been having the access to the Cuban market over the past 50 years or so. That is going to change. It has changed. And this week we had an announcement in that regard. And if you look at how U.S. tourist growth has moved to Cuba, I mean, last year we had 74% growth in U.S. arrivals to Cuba, and that far outstripped any of the other countries in the region. And so I think there really is a huge shift taking place. And if you look at the countries that are closest in proximity to the U.S. and those with the highest dependence on the U.S. market, so you have Bahamas, Jamaica, and Cayman Islands, for example, they saw actually weaker growth in their stopover arrivals than some of the other countries in the Caribbean that are not so heavily U.S. dependent and therefore not so much affected by Cuba. Barbados, for example, saw 15% growth. So the fact that these countries are, Jamaica, Cayman, and Bahamas saw weaker growth in their stopover arrivals suggests to me that some of that substitution effect that Romeo had spoken about in his paper is actually already taking place and already having an impact on those islands that are competing now for the U.S. tourist.
Where else do you see that there's a lot of interest going to Cuba that isn't going necessarily to the Caribbean?
Well, Cuba has always been open to Canada, and Canada is their largest market. And it's funny, you would think that with the rapprochement talks with the U.S., that this influx would be only U.S., because everybody else always had access to Cuba, whereas the U.S. traveler did not. But interestingly enough, all of the other markets, source markets for Cuba's tourists, saw double-digit growth last year. So Canada, Europe, Latin America, they all are flocking to Cuba. Exactly. And so this flight from Beijing that was recently implemented, direct flight, that is a perfect example of this interest that is very broad-based and not just U.S. focused. And I think the reason for that is a couple of things. One, you just have all of this publicity with Cuba now, and so everybody is more aware of Cuba as a destination. But then also, I think the travelers who are interested in seeing Cuba as it is now, in this sort of a time capsule that exists there, they want to see the real Cuba before everybody floods in and things start to change and Cuba becomes, I suppose, more like the rest of the world. And everybody wants to see Cuba while it still has this mystique. And like I said, time capsule is like you go back 50 years and see things the way you can't see in any other country in the Caribbean. And I think that's why we're seeing that lift coming from all the other markets, not just the US.
And what do you think about just the ability of Cuba to accommodate the influx of tourists?
Well, that's an interesting question, because you're hearing, even in this conference, people saying things like, there's not enough investment in infrastructure and room stock and so on just yet to accommodate. But Cuba saw 15% year-on-year growth in its stopover arrivals. 17% last year. And with an occupancy level of, in the 60s average, it means they can still accommodate a whole lot more. But on top of that, people who want to go to Cuba now, I think, are not the people who want to go to a typical Caribbean destination to see the typical sun, sea, and sand. I think the people who are going to Cuba now are the ones who are interested in seeing just what I just mentioned, that mystique, that uniqueness that Cuba has, that nobody else has, and therefore they are probably more inclined to stay in a non-traditional accommodation like available on Airbnb, for example. You have thousands of properties in Cuba on Airbnb, and I think that's why Cuba they can accommodate more the kind of volumes that other islands are saying, oh, Cuba can't compete with us because they have no money, or they don't have the infrastructure we have. And I think they're wrong. I think people are going there to experience just that uniqueness that Cuba can offer that the other countries simply can't, because that's just not their product offering.
And I think, if everybody that's been speaking today is right, in 5 or 10 years, Cuba's going to have infrastructure to accommodate more tourists. This would be the time, really, for the Caribbean to get ready to attract more investment, to attract more young people to come as well. Because I know that recently there was talk about millennials and attracting millennials from around the world to come and be more involved in tourism around the Caribbean and attract just more people to explore the countries and immerse in that culture that apparently millennials are more interested in getting involved in.
They're not so interested in the 5-star touristy experience. No, and I think to your initial point, I think the rest of the Caribbean, particularly those countries that are closer to Cuba and the US, they need to be prepared. Luckily, things are moving relatively slowly, and I think with the US election pending, we might see a bit of a slowdown in terms of the policy adjustment here. But that gives the rest of the Caribbean some time to, for example, work on your price competitiveness, work on airlift and access to different markets, diversify your source marketplace, diversify your product offering, because Cuba has, medical tourism is one of the possibilities there, cultural tourism, religious tourism, ecotourism, whereas some countries are very, I think, concentrated in the product offering, and maybe they have the time and the scope to diversify in a few ways, to be prepared for this eventuality, because it will happen. It's already happened.
I think we're learning a lot today, and I am very thankful for your input.
Thanks, Gwen.
I really hope more people listen in
Yeah.
and tune in. And Melissa, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you both.